Where are you in your business? What are you trying to accomplish? Where do you want to be? And I say this to business owners all the time and I say this to you more importantly, is when you're looking at technology or you're trying to adapt to new technologies such as Wi-Fi and POS systems and sensors and counters, meters, data analytics, man, it's overwhelming for most business owners. All you want to do is generate revenue, right? You want to sell products and services and you want to have a good life and you want to make sure you have a successful business. So, what I suggest that you do is number one, is just start small and building a path. Where do we go with our business and smart technology? I'm sure everyone is asking and wondering what this episode is going to be about, but it's really just setting the foundation for you as a business owner. So I'm just going to get comfortable and I'm going to share with you some stories, some ideas, some thoughts, some suggestions, but we'll try to keep it really focused. And right now, we're really just focused on if you're a listener out there and you're wondering what technology is going to do for your business, that's the first key point. Most business owners like myself, I've been in business for the last 30 years as an entrepreneur, building businesses, selling businesses, growing businesses, and having all the headaches that probably every single one of you guys have done at certain stages. And the first question you have to ask is, where do you want to go with your business? Maybe you're a business owner that's just starting out, or you bought a franchise, or maybe you have an idea and you said, I'm going to go incorporate a business and I want to sell a product and a service, right? The second thing that you want to do is, where are you going to establish that business? My question is, and I always think about this when I start a business, is how can I use technology to help me? And what I find with many customers or just business owners in general, technology is the most fearful part of um, running your business. It's like, man, I know the product, I know how to market, I know how to sell, I know the customer, but I don't know the technology. Who do I contact? And we'll get to that a little bit later. And it's kind of like, where do you want to be and what do you want to do in your business is going to determine the types of technology. So I'm going to give you some examples and talk about that as we go forward. It's pretty interesting. So I want to start out today with things that's all around us that we all know all about. And you're probably going to go, this is crazy. Don't want to talk about it. I don't understand it. But I'm going to talk about Wi-Fi today and talk about technology and experiences and how far technology with Wi-Fi has come in just the last 22 years. And in the last 22 years, I've been a part of technology, and Wi-Fi and connectivity is the cornerstone and the keystone of your business. Everything that you're going to do from today, tomorrow, and in the future, and the tools that you use are going to be driven by the speed in which you connect to the internet. And most of you guys probably have already seen this in your homes, or when you've gone to a sporting event, or you've gone to an event in general. You go somewhere and you try to connect to the internet. Just 5 years ago, you could go to a restaurant and they didn't have Wi-Fi. You would get up and literally leave and go to the next door to somebody that had Wi-Fi, even though that may have been your favorite restaurant, but you needed to connect, or your kids needed to connect to Wi-Fi. Kind of crazy, right? So if you fast forward today Wi-Fi is being used in many, many different directions. And maybe that's one thing that you're stuck with is, what do I need to know about Wi-Fi? Number one, connectivity. Make sure that you have the proper bandwidth on the connectivity. Bandwidth may be a technical term, but it's the speed, right? Get as much as you can if you can afford it, because that's going to allow you to connect to your devices, your games, etc., your TV, your Netflix, whatever that may be. You really need to make sure that you're connecting that Wi-Fi, right? In your business, you're using Wi-Fi for your own devices inside your business, right? And you're looking at Bluetooth, you're looking at other types of device so you can connect quickly and have those set up. Maybe you don't know how to set those types of things up, but I assure you that that is one of the most important parts, connectivity. The second part of Wi-Fi is it's not just used for internal purposes of connecting devices. As I just mentioned earlier, it's Wi-Fi is now used in order to give your customers the capability to sit down, enjoy a meal while they look at their phones or they're ordering a menu, pulling up a menu on a QR code. The Wi-Fi has to be a tool that now gives access to your products and services while they're at your particular location. It's amazing that just in the last 3 years, it's been made possible. COVID has expedited it. I mean, everywhere I go today, if I want to order a hamburger and I didn't bring my phone, they don't have a menu. I don't understand that. I'm sure you guys have probably ran into that situation. And the QR codes on your table, I can't imagine what the challenges are for the people that's never really seen the QR code, but it's getting popular. But that's one use of Wi-Fi. When you go to a restaurant, you pull down the menu on your phone, saves the business owner a lot of money, and the QR code is pulled up your menu, so now they can actually place their orders. So just a few short years ago, Wi-Fi was just connecting. So it is an expense to the venue business owner. But I had a really difficult challenge trying to explain this when advising business owners that it was a necessary expense. They didn't even realize their employees were telling their customers, and it didn't matter what business you went into, the customers would walk in the door and they go, "Do you have Wi-Fi? What's your password?" And the business or the staff member might say something like, "We don't have very good Wi-Fi, or we don't have Wi-Fi at all." You can go next door to talk to, or just go next door. They've got great Wi-Fi and the password's easy. And I scratch my head and I think about that all the time and wonder why the business owner didn't realize their employees or their staff were sending their customers next door down the street because of Wi-Fi. All right. So Wi-Fi has become a part of all of our lives that we need to really focus on making sure that we're using it for dollars and data, right? Just that you're spending a little bit of money, but think about having Wi-Fi a few years ago, what advantages you might have had. Today, the Wi-Fi is being used in stadiums and for different reasons. And I'll get to that shortly, but I think from a business perspective, if you own a retail business or you deal with customers, whether it be a service business, doctor, lawyer, attorney, fast food, any type of business should be looking at Wi-Fi. So let's talk about how that Wi-Fi might be of help to you in your service business or your retail business, and turn Wi-Fi into an opportunity to generate revenue based on the data, or just providing that to the customer. So 5 years ago, I started really using Wi-Fi to connect customers. And there were some applications that were out there that would allow me to create a landing page. And a landing page is that first thing whenever you sign in to your SSID. And if you don't know what your SSID is, it's what all of us actually find Wi-Fi, right, on our phones. It pulls up what's a free Wi-Fi. So hopefully it states the name of your business, you pull it up. But in this case, the Wi-Fi was not being used for a business. This is a retail service business, and it was a brand new franchise. And the brand new franchise, I knew going in and helping this business owner that Wi-Fi was going to be a way of pulling people in and off the street and into generating more revenue. So when I started in this particular project, the customer had just bought the franchise, 6 months, put $200,000 or $300,000 into their franchise, getting it all set up, hiring people. And for those of you that buy a franchise, it takes a couple of years for you to start looking at generating a profit. The ticket sales were a little bit higher. They had a subscription model that was built into it. And so that that Wi-Fi, I used it as a messaging tool. So I had enough bandwidth and I used Wi-Fi access points, which is what's like in your home that's connected throughout your house. But in a business, it'll do the same thing. It'll fit or connect to everyone inside the room. So we built a marketing page to prove the model would work. And he was like, this is not going to happen. I wasn't really sure. But to me, if you looked at that particular time a few years ago, everyone was trying to connect their phones to Wi-Fi. It was expensive. They didn't want to use their own phone data, right? I think we had to pay. Some people had a what is it called? You could have I can't think of what the name of it is, but you had service plans where you paid for so many minutes. And then when you were at the end of the minutes, you had to pay a higher fee. Then you could get an exclusive plan where you could have unlimited. But back then it was like, if they could go to a business, they knew that they could get free Wi-Fi. Long story short, sounds like a long way of going around about getting to the answer, but the goal for the businesses were to reach outside the retail space. So it's great traffic, location. You look out the window, there's 10, 15 people going by the front of the door. And down the street was a coffee shop packed with people. Up the other side was a bookstore. And I bought a Wi-Fi device that would allow me to reach about 300 feet. And I gave away my free Wi-Fi. And within about 6 months, we were actually turning a profit in that franchise. The franchisors of that particular franchise unit called and asked how we did it. And what we did is we put an offer so that the people in the surrounding areas of that business, it was in a retail shopping center. And in that retail shopping center, we put together an offer that they could come in, get a discount, limited time, et cetera, whatever those marketing hooks or slogans are, right? Whenever you're trying to get someone to come into your business. So we used it from a marketing and advertising perspective. We ended up getting the company to a break-even point, covering all of its operating expenses within 6 months. I was totally blown away because it was an idea that I was trying at the time, knew that it would work. The business owner did not believe it. And you're probably sitting in your seat or in your car right now listening and going, that's impossible. It's possible. I'll give you another quick story, and I'm not going to go into too much detail as I did on this one. But the success of Wi-Fi is amazing. And I started doing outside Wi-Fi, not using Wi-Fi for just indoor, but I wanted to explore, understand the devices. And this is where, when you buy a Wi-Fi device, find out how far it reaches in your business. Do you want people on the streets? Do you want people in the cafeteria to have access to your products and service, sign up, register, etc.? The reason behind that is that it's going to allow you to, one, you're going to see the data, and you're going to be able to monetize that data in different ways. We took I think this was in 2014, 2015, might have been in 2013. And I was looking at a commercial complex. I didn't really want to put Wi-Fi inside the commercial buildings where it was kind of like a campus for commercial buildings. And I had this idea, and I had a good feeling it would work. There were a lot of people during lunch that would go out to they would take their lunch outside on a sunny day, and they would sit out there, and you could see them trying to use the Wi-Fi. And what I did is I went to the community and asked them, and I said, look, let's look at how we can help you monetize and pay for some of the services within this community. And let's promote the ecosystem within this commercial complex. That particular project that we worked on, it probably had, I'm guessing, 30 or 40 commercial buildings. It had restaurants, it had retail, and we were able to actually put the Wi-Fi and made it available to the consumers at no charge. That turned into revenue. But the commercial building owners use that revenue in order to help provide additional services or solutions for, you know, it gave more value to the people that were there that was working in that community. Discount off of restaurant food menus, etc. So we kind of managed that project for that community. Turned out it was very successful. So from that point on, we started looking at the details. And you need to make technology fun. So it's a proven business. Wi-Fi can be used for a lot of different things. Technology to keep up with where you're going and what you're trying to accomplish. We're going to talk about those in future episodes. So really what we need to do is emphasize that's just one technology. And that one technology in itself is something that's been around a long time. I say a long time, it's been 5 years. And so much has changed in those 5 years. Technology, 5G, Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 7's coming. There's all kinds of things that's happening. So really what you want to do is, again, it goes back to the topics that we talked about. Where are you in your business? What are you trying to accomplish? Where do you want to be? And I say this to business owners all the time and I'll say this to you more importantly, is when you're looking at technology or you're trying to adapt to new technologies such as Wi-Fi and POS systems and sensors and counters, meters, data analytics, man, it's overwhelming for most business owners. All you want to do is generate revenue, right? You want to sell products and services and you want to have a good life and you want to make sure you have a successful business. So what I suggest that you do is, number one, is just start small and building a path, I call it future proof your business, but it's really building a plan of how you're going to integrate different technologies into your business over time. And how you do that is evaluating where your business is today and what are the things that you want to automate, or meet somebody, find an advisor that you can use to sit down and do an assessment of your business and look at all the different technologies you have or don't have, and then start looking at business tech that's been proven. And I brought up Wi-Fi because we all know what Wi-Fi is today. But there's so many cool technologies that you can use. I mean, even in your computer software applications, your phone systems, touchless screens and all those types of things are just the general information. But in order to future-proof your technology, start using technology to make your life more efficient. And I know a lot of people kind of resist technology. They're like, it's taking over the world, it's taking over our lives, it's taking over my kids. Trust me, I have a kid. And I have to pull away the technology because I feel like she's getting so caught up in that technology that she doesn't pay attention to her dad or anything else around her. We're just waiting for her to fall into a manhole when we're walking down the street. Certainly hope that doesn't happen. But we want to use technology to speed up the opportunity to get us from data, performance to dollars. And there's technology that's built every day. And a lot of business owners out there are missing the opportunities to give back themselves time. And time is what we don't have a lot of. Technology is not meant to take over our world. It's supposed to be making it efficient. In running a business, if you use technology properly, you might have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 businesses. And today you can actually monitor each one of those businesses if you put in the proven infrastructure and the right technologies to make it work. And that's what the episode of, dollars and data is. It's making sense of the technology, help really create a pathway into the future. It's not so much just about Wi-Fi, but it's just using examples of how certain technology freed up my time or monetizing something that I was already spending money on. But it could be with other types of things that you could use. Just using the right applications, mobile apps. COVID changed a lot of things for everyone too, right? So mobile apps gave us the opportunity to be totally touchless. You could go online and you could order something and bring it right directly to your door. You never have to go to the retail store again. And after COVID, we're still using a lot of those mobile apps to have food delivered. But the retail stores are trying to bring us back into the venues. I'll use some of the businesses that I'm working on. I work on the Texas Rangers. I work with Kansas City Royals. I have some city projects that we work on. And what we're doing is looking at the long-term plan for their business on an enterprise level. So this doesn't just work on enterprise, it actually works on a small business because it's its own ecosystem of how they do things, right? Today, Wi-Fi, if anything you get out of this, it is use your Wi-Fi and monetize it. Wi-Fi has a lot of great data about who is in your space, where they are in your space, outside your space, and look at the numbers that the possibilities of. I'm going to bring up one other thing when it comes to the data, and I'm not going to say the name of the retail sandwich shop. They get 5,000 people a month to order their products, but outside of their little retail, they've got another 10,000 people that they could be marketing to increase their opportunities. So even if it was a rainy day and you had a slow month, you could have still been using Wi-Fi to connect. So the takeaway from this particular um, podcast, if you will, is, or message or meeting, is start looking at your business and where you want to go, and or find an advisor, or take the approach. Don't be afraid of technology. Technology is your friend. And even if you're intimidated by technology or you're intimidated by talking to an IT guy, find a business guy that has the vision and the mission and the goals that you do. We talk business to business. I love growing business. I love talking about strategy. I enjoy the vision, enjoy meeting business owners. I enjoy sharing insights on how it's going to improve not just the things that I do, but how does it improve the things that you do as a business owner? In hearing your suggestions and your ideas over the last 30 years, I've heard and seen a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things change. That's going to help improve businesses. So when I talk about Wi-Fi, look to see if Wi-Fi is going to be something that you can use. Future episodes, we'll be talking about sensors and IPTV and communication tools, software applications. But I really want to make sure that in these particular episodes, that it's a mindset that the business owner needs to establish within themselves. And that's not to be afraid of technology. And don't be afraid of digital marketing. Don't be afraid of social media. Don't be afraid of the computers or the IT. It starts with the vision of what you want to do, and then find the technology tools or the people that's going to help you free up your time to do what you love. If you don't free your time up and you get caught up with the technology and you don't have someone to set the foundation, you're going to be working in your business from now until who knows when. Technology has freed up my time. And I guarantee you, if you use different types of technology or you sit down and build a roadmap of what you want to do and how you're going to engage, number one, it's going to become more efficient and it's going to give you back your time. Number two, it is going to allow you to generate more revenue with less work by using different technologies to communicate to your audience. And your audience could be a retail customer. It could be a service business. Doesn't have to be retail. We can reach the world today using digital type technologies to communicate your message, right? You just have to find the expert. But you have to set your own mindset that you need to build a roadmap for the future. So if you're a business owner out there buying a new business or a franchise, or you're looking at how you can future proof it, maybe you want multiple franchises. Use whatever you can for a model and start duplicating it. Look at what it's doing for your free time. What I'm afraid that's going to happen for most of you guys is that you're going to go, man, I have more time. I'm going to build a bigger business, which is fine. That's great. That's what we want you to do. But I'm going to tell you from my experience in the last 30 years is take time for yourself. Prepare yourself mentally. Take a break. Go do the things that you enjoy in life and let the technology run your business. I promise you, the more you use technology, the more valuable your business becomes, and it gives you your time back. And you can check the data from anywhere if you have the right tools in place. So step away from your business, take a look at technology, and let's make a difference with dollars and data. Hey, I really appreciate your time. If you like this podcast, you like this message, and you think somebody else will benefit from it, share it, and we'll see you on the next episode. Have an amazing day with dollars and data. Good luck.